Good morning, and welcome to a story about talent, resilience, and breaking expectations. Imagine being one of the most exciting athletes in your sport, a WNBA superstar known for impossible three-pointers and game-winning performances. Now, imagine stepping onto a completely different field, golf, and suddenly becoming the headline act, drawing more attention than your own league ever gave you. This isn't fiction. This is Caitlin Clark. At the recent RSM Classic, Caitlin wasn't just playing golf. She was stealing the show. From her first swing to her final putt, she commanded attention, not as a basketball player trying golf, but as a true competitor embracing a new challenge. And yet, while fans, legends, and media outlets cheered, something else happened behind the scenes. Silence from her own league, the WNBA. No congratulations, no posts, nothing. And for those watching closely, it wasn't accidental. Caitlin Clark's journey has always been about pushing boundaries. She was the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, already a rising star in women's basketball. Known for her fierce competitiveness and self-assured personality, she's captivated fans with her fearless style. But not everyone has celebrated her ascent. Critics within the league have sometimes questioned her attitude, calling her confidence arrogance, an ironic double standard when compared to her male counterparts. Golf, for Caitlin, isn't about approval. It's about escape, challenge, and fun. Yet, what she displayed at the RSM Classic was much more, an undeniable presence that transcended basketball. She drove the ball over 270 yards, handled mistakes with poise, and demonstrated a focus rarely seen outside seasoned professionals. When her first shot landed in the water, she simply shook it off and reset, embodying the resilience that has defined her career. But here's the key, the contrast in reception. The golf world embraced her. PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan called her transcendent, while Ryder Cup legend Zach Johnson highlighted her humility as a rare trait. Meanwhile, within the WNBA, a complex dynamic of envy, skepticism, and perhaps traditionalism quietly simmered. Caitlin wasn't just challenging herself. She was challenging perceptions, raising questions about how women's sports leagues recognize and support their brightest stars. From the start, Caitlin's story has been one of courage, of refusing to be confined to expectations. Golf was never meant to be a battleground for approval, yet in this moment, it exposed deep truths about her, about sports culture, and about the silent politics that surround female athletes. Caitlin Clark wasn't just swinging a club. She was sending a message, and the world noticed. Caitlin Clark's rise in basketball was meteoric. She stormed onto the WNBA scene with unmatched skill and confidence, quickly becoming a household name among fans and analysts alike. Her ability to read the game, anticipate plays, and sink shots from impossible angles set her apart from her peers. But her competitive spirit doesn't stop on the basketball court. Caitlin has always been drawn to new challenges, a trait that would soon redefine how the world sees her. The RSM Classic marked her second foray into golf, and this time, it was impossible to ignore the attention she commanded. She teamed up with Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson and PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan, competing alongside seasoned pros who were astonished at her natural talent. Caitlin's drives were powerful, precise, and executed with a calm focus that left spectators and commentators in awe. For her, golf is both a game and a meditation, a place to channel focus and competitive energy in a completely new way. Yet, it wasn't just the golf community that reacted. Fans, families, and aspiring athletes lined up for autographs and selfies. Kids looked up to her as a role model, inspired by her courage to venture outside her comfort zone. Caitlin's ability to bridge sports wasn't just about publicity. It was about connection, showing the world that female athletes can excel beyond a single field, that passion and talent are limitless. But behind this applause, tension brewed. Within the WNBA, Caitlin's peers didn't share the excitement. Comments on social media hinted at jealousy, disapproval, and even resentment. "Stay in your lane," one remark read. Another suggested she was chasing personal attention rather than team glory. These weren't just casual observations. They reflected a league struggling with how to embrace a star who refuses to conform. Despite this, Caitlin remained unshaken. Her response to criticism was simple yet powerful. Focus on herself, enjoy the challenge, and keep improving. In interviews, she described golf as a wonderful escape, a chance to compete in a new environment without pressure or expectation. Her authenticity and humility only amplified her appeal, highlighting the contrast between her growing fan base and the muted response from her own league. The story of Caitlin Clark at the RSM Classic is a story of duality. On one hand, she dazzles as a basketball superstar stepping into golf. On the other hand, it exposes a league hesitant to celebrate its own talent. Yet for Caitlin, recognition isn't the goal. Her success comes from within, from the joy of competition, from the thrill of challenging herself, and from connecting with fans who see her as more than an athlete. In these moments, Caitlin Clark is redefining what it means to be a female sports star, on and off the court. What makes Caitlin Clark extraordinary isn't just her talent, it's her resilience. In basketball, she's known for carrying her team, hitting clutch shots, and commanding the court with confidence that borders on fearless. That same spirit carried her into the RSM Classic, where she faced a completely new challenge, surrounded by seasoned pros and an audience eager to judge. Her first swing didn't go perfectly. The ball splashed into the water, a moment that could have rattled any athlete. But Caitlin simply took a deep breath, recalibrated, and stepped up again. That single moment encapsulates her approach to competition. Mistakes are not failures. They're lessons, opportunities to refine, focus, and rise stronger. This mindset has been her guiding force throughout her career, allowing her to thrive under pressure, whether in the high-stakes environment of a WNBA game or on a professional golf course. Resilience, however, isn't only about performance. It's about handling scrutiny, criticism, and even envy. Caitlin has faced her share of detractors within basketball, often told to tone down her confidence or criticized for her assertive personality. These whispers never deterred her. If anything, they fueled her determination. At the RSM Classic, she faced a new type of scrutiny, her peers in basketball watching her succeed in a sport they deemed irrelevant to their world. But Caitlin's focus never wavered. She didn't compete to prove anyone wrong. She competed to challenge herself and embrace the joy of the game. The contrast between reception in golf versus basketball was stark. In golf, she was lauded for her skill, focus, and charisma. PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan called her transcendent, a term rarely used outside of seasoned professional athletes. Zach Johnson praised her humility, noting how rare it is to see such confidence paired with grace. Even casual fans were captivated by her calm presence, cheering every shot and lining up for autographs. Meanwhile, in the WNBA, silence reigned. Social media remarks hinted at jealousy and unease. Some criticized her for attracting attention outside basketball. Others suggested she was overshadowing teammates. Yet none of it seemed to shake Caitlin. Her poise and dedication to her passions showcased a unique brand of leadership, leading by example, not by conforming to expectations. This resilience defines Caitlin Clark. She is unafraid to step into new arenas, unafraid to excel where others might hesitate, and unafraid to remain authentic in the face of criticism. Every swing of the club, every three-pointer on the court, every interaction with fans builds her narrative, not just as an athlete, but as a trailblazer inspiring countless young women to pursue their passions unapologetically. Caitlin Clark embodies the power of resilience, the courage to embrace challenge, the grace to accept criticism, and the tenacity to thrive, no matter the arena. Caitlin Clark's performance at the RSM Classic wasn't just a sports story. It became a cultural phenomenon. Fans flocked to the course, not only to watch a basketball star swing a golf club, but to witness a woman confidently breaking boundaries in sports. From young kids dreaming of following in her footsteps to parents inspired by her courage, Caitlin created a ripple effect that extended far beyond the scoreboard. Autograph lines stretched for hours. Cameras clicked with every swing, capturing moments of skill, focus, and occasional humor. When Caitlin laughed at a shot that went astray, fans laughed with her. When she delivered a perfect drive down the fairway, the crowd erupted. These moments weren't just entertainment. They were proof of her connection to the audience. People weren't just watching Caitlin Clark. They were rooting for her, celebrating her authenticity, her joy, and her courage to take risks. Social media amplified this effect. Clips of her drives, her focus, and her interactions with fans went viral almost instantly. TikTok and Instagram were flooded with videos praising her for bringing a fresh perspective to golf, for bridging the gap between sports, and for being a role model who embodies both talent and humility. The response wasn't limited to basketball or golf fans. Caitlin's story reached mainstream audiences, people who might have never followed the WNBA or even watched a round of golf before. She became a symbol of perseverance, adaptability, and unapologetic self-expression. And yet, as much as her fans celebrated her, the contrast with the WNBA's silence could not have been more stark. While Caitlin's following grew exponentially, her league seemed hesitant to embrace her cross-sport success. This juxtaposition only made her story more compelling. Fans admired her not just for her performance, but for the courage to thrive despite indifference, or even criticism, from those closest to her in basketball. The cultural impact was immediate. For young female athletes, Caitlin represented possibility. She proved that it's possible to excel in multiple arenas, to defy traditional expectations, and to remain true to yourself even when others doubt or misunderstand you. Caitlin Clark wasn't just swinging a golf club. She was swinging open doors, inspiring a generation to chase their passions, break stereotypes, and own their success unapologetically. While Caitlin Clark's fans celebrated her, the WNBA's reaction, or lack thereof, spoke volumes. No official statements, no social media recognition, not even a simple acknowledgement of her groundbreaking appearance at the RSM Classic. For many, this silence was puzzling. For others, it was a clear reflection of internal politics, jealousy, and a league struggling to manage its own stars. Some critics within the WNBA argued that Caitlin was drawing attention away from her teammates, painting her success as a personal spotlight rather than a boost to the league. Comments such as "stay in your lane" and "golf won't fill seats at our games" surfaced on social media and press events. While some of these remarks were subtle, others were blunt, almost resentful. Caitlin wasn't trying to overshadow anyone, yet her growing popularity and cross-sport appeal inadvertently exposed insecurities and inefficiencies within the league. This wasn't the first time Caitlin faced internal scrutiny. Throughout her WNBA career, her assertiveness and confidence have often been misinterpreted as arrogance. Male athletes displaying similar traits rarely face the same criticism, a disparity that highlights the ongoing challenge female athletes face in commanding respect while remaining authentic. Caitlin's journey reveals a deep tension, the struggle between celebrating excellence and succumbing to traditional notions of conformity. Even as the WNBA maintained its silence, Caitlin remained undeterred. Interviews with the young star showcased a level of composure and focus that resonated far beyond basketball fans. "I'm just here to enjoy myself and improve," she said, emphasizing her desire to embrace new challenges, not to compete for validation. Her words, paired with her actions, sent a powerful message. Her journey isn't about pleasing critics. It's about personal growth, joy, and inspiring others. The WNBA's failure to publicly celebrate Caitlin's achievements also underscored broader challenges for women's sports. How does a league nurture its talent while managing interpersonal politics? How does it celebrate success without overshadowing team cohesion? Caitlin's story, in this light, became a lesson not only for athletes but for organizations. The brightest stars are assets to be celebrated, not silenced. Meanwhile, the golf world couldn't stop talking about Caitlin Clark. PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan described her as transcendent, a word rarely used outside of professional legends. Ryder Cup veteran Zach Johnson emphasized her humility as her strongest asset, highlighting how rare it is to see such confidence paired with grace. The golf world recognized what fans had already felt. Caitlin was more than a crossover athlete. She was a cultural and inspirational force. Her performance at the RSM Classic went beyond technical skill. Caitlin demonstrated a natural understanding of the game, a competitive focus that impressed even seasoned professionals. Long drives, precise shots, and quick adaptability weren't just impressive. They were a declaration of her versatility, resilience, and mental toughness. She didn't just participate. She commanded attention, proving that her success in basketball wasn't an anomaly. It was a reflection of her extraordinary talent across disciplines. Fans responded enthusiastically. Social media was flooded with praise, celebrating her skill, determination, and authenticity. Golf commentators highlighted how her approach to the game, blending competitiveness with humility, was rare in any sport. Caitlin's ability to connect with fans on a personal level, from taking photos with children to engaging in friendly conversations with spectators, added to her growing aura as a role model. The golf world's reception contrasted sharply with the WNBA's indifference. Here was a young athlete bridging worlds, inspiring a new generation and creating excitement around two sports simultaneously. Caitlin Clark's presence in golf illustrated the limitless potential of women athletes to expand their influence beyond traditional boundaries. Her cross-sport journey highlighted not only her skill but her ability to engage, inspire, and transform the fan experience in both basketball and golf. Caitlin Clark's crossover isn't just a story about golf or basketball. It's a moment that could redefine women's sports. By excelling in two arenas, she challenges traditional expectations and demonstrates that female athletes can be versatile, dynamic, and culturally influential. Her journey has sparked conversations about league politics, visibility, and the role of women in sports leadership. Her WNBA silence revealed shortcomings in promoting stars and maximizing crossover appeal. Meanwhile, her embrace by the golf world highlighted the importance of celebration, mentorship, and recognition. Caitlin's example encourages leagues to rethink how they nurture talent, how they embrace multifaceted athletes, and how they create a culture of support rather than envy. For young athletes, Caitlin's story is a blueprint. Follow your passions, expand your horizons, and don't let criticism or tradition dictate your choices. Her focus on personal growth, joy, and authenticity over validation from others is a powerful lesson in resilience and self-assurance. Fans, parents, and aspiring athletes alike have witnessed a masterclass in leadership, poise, and courage. As she continues to build bridges between sports, Caitlin's influence will likely grow. We can anticipate more cross-sport ventures, increased media attention, and broader recognition of her talents. Her path sets a precedent. Women athletes aren't confined to a single arena. They can inspire across fields, platforms, and generations. Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves. She's creating a movement. Caitlin Clark's journey from basketball courts to golf courses is more than a story of athletic prowess. It's a story of courage, resilience, and authenticity. She's shown the world that success isn't measured solely by accolades, but by the impact one creates, the barriers one breaks, and the inspiration one ignites in others. At the RSM Classic, Caitlin wasn't chasing approval. She was challenging herself, embracing the joy of competition, and building bridges between sports and audiences. While the WNBA's silence highlighted league politics and missed opportunities, Caitlin's growing fan base celebrated her achievements with enthusiasm, admiration, and excitement. She became a symbol of what women athletes can achieve when they pursue their passions unapologetically. Caitlin's story reminds us that true greatness isn't just about winning. It's about leadership, resilience, and the courage to step outside expectations. She's teaching a generation of young athletes to dream bigger, to embrace challenges, and to remain authentic, even when recognition is delayed or denied. As Caitlin Clark continues her journey, one thing is clear. She's not waiting for anyone's validation. She's defining her own path, inspiring millions, and proving that talent, determination, and authenticity can transform sports and culture. One swing, one shot, and one fearless step at a time. The world is watching, and Caitlin Clark is just getting started.
Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into Hollywood's hidden history.